If you haven't seen my last video, the top 10 things you might hate about the Ram 2500, that's a 5th gen, 2019 through 2021. This happens to be a 2021. I'll link it in the description. This is the top 10 things you're going to love about the 2500. At least I love it. And we should start off with the options. Pricing wise, the options are really good. I think the options in general are good, but the prices are good too. 410 gears, which is an option I think everyone should get. I'm going to do a video on that. It's 150 bucks. For what you get for 410 gears, you gotta get it. 150 bucks is nothing for what you get. The Snow Chief package, I'm going to do a video on that as well. What you get for the Snow Chief package is it's a whole list of stuff, and it's cheap. It's 850 bucks. Look it up. It's incredible. Let's throw something random out there like floor mats. Floor mats are 150 bucks. Rubber, high quality, front and rear. And the floor mat goes all the way across on the rear. It goes over the hump. It's not two little ones on either side. 150 bucks. If you compare this truck to, let's just say, something that has high priced options, like a BMW. A BMW 3 Series, almost loaded, is about what this costs. The floor mats, go look up what floor mats cost on a BMW, buying a brand new BMW. Probably double this. They could hit you on those floor mats. They could charge you $250. It's got the nice Ram logo. They're thick. They snap in real nice. They could definitely charge you $250, and you probably pay for it because of the way it's snapped in, the way they look. They're curved around the sides. I'll show you some close-ups of them. They're good. They're good floor mats. They didn't gouge me. You know, they don't gouge you. It's pretty good. The tow hooks. The tow hooks are 100 bucks. That's not bad. They could get $150, $200 out of those. They're heavy duty, super heavy duty. Buying them aftermarket, they cost a bunch of money. Just the shipping alone, it's shipping at 25 pounds of tow hooks. They could nail you, but they're not. And they really give you good stuff. One of the more expensive ones, let's say, you can get the Power Wagon. A lot of people don't realize this, but you can get the Power Wagon package on a Tradesman for like $7 grand, I think. You can have a Power Wagon for, if you wanted to go nuts and get a bare bones Tradesman with the Power Wagon package, you could have a Power Wagon for 50 grand. That's really not that bad. If you order it, You're never going to find a bare bones with Power Wagon. It's not. You'd have to order it. But the prices are good. The towing technology is like 2,000 or something like that, and it gives you cameras all around, parking sensors. It makes so you could back up a huge trailer and see everything. It's a really powerful package. And I'd say if you're towing every single day, you got a diesel, you want that package. For $2 grand, it's a good deal. It's going to help you out. It's going to probably save you $2,000 in damage. Easily, you're back into something. So the options are great. Let's move on to the interior. So here's an option that I had to have, the 8.4-inch Uconnect screen. This is the middle one. I didn't want the 12-inch. You can't get the 12-inch on a Tradesman, but I didn't want the 12-inch because I wanted actual knob controls for my air and stuff. So I never would have got the 12-inch. Those things are cool, but if it breaks, you're completely out of luck on everything, which is a problem for me. But I did want the upgraded screen out of that small tiny one because I wanted CarPlay. CarPlay allows me to put in navigation, from Google Maps or Waze or whatever you want. It allows me to, use a podcast player. It's great. It's absolutely great. Now that's connected by wire, CarPlay. But I also have Bluetooth, obviously, and you can just play music over the Bluetooth. And it's got so many cool features that, like, I'm just finding now. Like, for instance, if you go to, is it settings? If you go to settings, I just found this just the other day. I went into audio, right here, speed adjustment volume. Now it's off right now, but you can set it up where if you're going faster, the volume goes up a little bit, which is really good for towing trailers. It's also good for something a lot of people do is put exhaust on their truck, right? Well, now when you get faster, you can have it go really loud. That's cool too. It's not just on and off. It's 1, 2, and 3. That's pretty cool. That's just one of the things that I found. Here's a loudness one. This one actually is on. It says improve sound quality at lower volumes. We're going to leave that on. It's got a lot of great stuff. bunch of apps. When you connect your phone up, you can just put in gas and it'll find gas stations really close. It's very simple to use. Also with this 8.4, you're going to get a big backup camera. It's not just a small screen, you're going to get a big screen. This is my next thing that I really love. That backup screen that's a serious screen. That is serious. You can see tons of stuff. Everybody has backup cameras though. So that part, the backup camera part, not a big deal. What is a big deal is this. Top-down view. This is standard. This is not an option. This is, well, the Uconnect makes the screen big. But as far as the top-down view for the backup camera, when you're hooking up, that is sweet. That is really nice. And you're just hitting a button right there. So you can have the full view and you can still see the hitch. But then when you get close, you could drop it into the top view. I'm not sure how they're doing it. I don't know if they're doing it with two cameras or it's a camera that shows like the full view and they're somehow digitally changing it. I don't know what they're doing, but it's very cool. And that's in the tailgate. Next thing is it's got a lot of plugs, USB-A, USB-C. It's got that auxiliary plug right there. It's also got a 12 volt on the top, which is nice. So if you want to charge and not take up these spots, or maybe you want to get a 5 volt charger, which I think is possible in a cigarette lighter, you can do that, which is good. And then it's got a USB-A in the armrest. Now, these ones right here next to that tray, those work with the AirPlay. The one in the armrest doesn't, which I guess kind of makes sense. But yeah, and I do wish that there was one on the other side for the passenger, but the passenger can plug in here and then drop it in this little tray, which is nice. So I would say that this is a good amount of plugs for a pickup truck for sure. Now, this was actually on the things that you might hate, but this part of the thing that you might hate, I actually like, and that is if you're running this car and you got it in drive, if you're parked, but you don't have it in park, you have it in drive, and you hit this off button, they save you and they drop it in park. Because I do this all the time, and it's a good safety. It's if you're like me where you're rushing around a lot and you throw that thing into park, you hit the off or you turn the key, let's say, or you hit the button. Sometimes you just forget. I forget all the time. And this thing will save you. Now, there is a problem with this. I think they didn't go far enough, where this actually isn't off. If you open the door here, it's still an accessory. You see that? Yeah, see that? ACC, which means take your foot off the brake, you hit it, and you hit it off. So they should have made it just turn off, but they didn't. But either way, as far as the safety feature is concerned, I do like that because you don't know how many times I forget to put it in park. It happens all the time to me. The next thing I really love about this truck, these cloth seats. I'm a cloth seat guy. Leather is nice, but honestly, unless the leather seats have those crazy air conditioning and heating, it's not great for up here. It gets really hot in the summer and it's really cold in the winter, and those are two things that you do not want to sit on a cold leather seat in the winter and a hot leather seat in the summer. You don't want to. So cloth works out. They're nice and warm in the wintertime, and in the summertime, they're not hot. Obviously, they're not cold, but they're not hot. Granted, leather, easier to clean. But if you know how to clean seats, cloth is not that bad. I have a little spot cleaner, a Bissell spot cleaner. If there's a problem, I'll just clean them. I might even put seat covers on them. But I really like these cloth seats. They feel good. These, they hug pretty good. It's not a flat seat, which is nice. I'm very happy with these seats. I think they look good and they feel good. This power back window. This thing's really cool. Now, this isn't standard on this truck, but you're probably not going to look at a truck without it. And the reason is that it comes with the Tradesman Level 2 group. And if you don't get that, there's gunshots going off in the background over here. If you don't get that, there's no carpet on the floor. So unless you're getting a just absolute bare bottom, there's absolutely nothing in this truck, you're probably going to have that Tradesman level 2, because you're just going to have a rubber floor. And those are cool, but you will really only see those in like, I don't know what you want to call it, like a fleet of trucks that are bought by a company. So most likely every truck that you buy from a dealer is going to have that power window. This thing is really, really, really handy. I'm going to show you why. Now, for me personally, it's very handy because I fly fish, but anybody that fishes really. This happens to be a 9-foot rod. You come in here. So you put it straight out on an angle. You turn it, the reel sits right in the cup holder. Obviously, I love this thing for other reasons besides that. I mean, these cars nowadays are sealed up so good that you open up one window, and if the air doesn't have a way to get out, your ears will pop. That's how sealed up these things are. You crack this back window, the airflow goes right out of there and you won't have a problem. Also, I keep a dog box. Well, I'm probably gonna have a dog box back here. Makes it so that you open up that window, you can let airflow into the dog box. So that back window is super handy. I really love it. All right, we're back up front for number 9. Number 9 is the pickup on this car, meaning the speed. Even with the 373, it's pretty darn good. This has 410. And you know, I'm not like a fast car person. I've owned some fast cars, but not like, you know, insanely fast. I owned a, what was it, an 08 335 BMW. That's the twin turbo. That's the fastest car I've ever owned. That was sub 5 second, so it was like a 4.7 0 to 60 or something like that. I think it was listed 4.8 0 to 60. I can't really remember right off the top of my head, but I also had a 5.0, but it was a convertible. It was a 92 5.0, and it was a piece of junk, so it wasn't crazy fast. This is without a doubt the fastest car I've owned since that BMW, without a doubt. I cannot believe that this truck, with how big it is and how much it weighs, it's almost scary how fast this thing is. Now, I know there are faster cars out there, faster trucks. Totally get it. There's a zillion fast trucks out, but this is a 2500. This is not a 1500. So it's amazing. Now, the 0 to 60, I have no idea what it's listed as with 410 gears. I'm not sure, but I know, I'm fairly certain it's in the low 6s. I'm fairly certain. Maybe if somebody wants to do the research, I think you could probably only find the 373 number, but it's got to be in the low 6s for a 6,500 pound truck to be in the low 6s, like 6.2 or something like that. That's scary fast. That is scary fast for a truck this big. It's probably why my insurance is so high. Remember, car insurance isn't just about, you know, the damage that can be done to the vehicle. It's how much damage you can do with the vehicle. It's two things. The last one is towing. The towing for this with the 410 gears, it's 17,000 plus. Now, and the payload is 3,000 plus. A diesel, here's the interesting thing, is that the diesel is about 20,000 towing. So you're going to get more towing with diesel, but not a crazy amount more. The payload is less. It's like 1,000 pounds less or something like that. It might be like 2,000 or 2,100 or something like that. It's less. Why? Because the engine, the weight of the truck is more. So it's really not about. It has that limit. It has that 10,000 limit. So since the truck weighs more, your payload is less. That's just the way it works. So the diesel, while it can't tow that much more, it can tow it obviously easier. And that's why you get diesel if you're towing every single day. But, you know, twice a month, if you're towing something real heavy, 17.1 and change for the Hemi 6.4, that's amazing to me. It just goes to show you that, like, that the diesel and the Hemi, as far as structurally, they're built the same way. And this is the reason why you can't tow twice as much with a diesel, even though it has twice as much torque. It has twice as much torque. I mean, I think it's got 800 and something, and then there's 1,000, but like 800 and something versus 400 and something. You can't tow 34,000 pounds with the diesel. You can only tow 3,000 more. It's because structurally the truck is the same. There's a lot more to towing than just torque. But gears help. 410 gears, 7,000, and if you got 373, it's 14,000. So I love the fact that this has 410 gears, and I can tow when I need to in a pinch 17,000 watt and change. That's pretty amazing, and 3,100 in payload. I'm no problem with payload. So that's the list. There's a lot more things. I mean, there's really just a ton more things that I could talk about. I mean, obviously the looks. I like the look. Nowadays, with the Silverado and the Ford, they're very gaudy, the look. That's the only word I can think of, is gaudy. I mean, it's square, which I like, but all pickup trucks are kind of square unless you're talking about the front end. And that's where I think, like, the Silverado and the Ford, they're just a little too flashy, gaudy for me. And if you like just your, like good old boy type of design, the Ram's still here for you. So 2021 Ram, not flashy at all. It's just a truck. Now you want to add some flash to it, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a little flash. I'm going to change out the steel bumpers, and I'm going to do some other things. I'm going to put some nicer wheels on it, but it doesn't have those super crazy sharp edges. The Silverado, I don't know, it looks like a time machine or something. It's a little too sharp for me. So there's a lot of other things that I love about this truck, but that's a good list. That's a real good list. Cup holders in the back, in that back seat. I really like those. I like where the cup holders are. You got some kids back there. It's not just a work truck. You get your kids back there and they kick over a cup because it's in front. The cup holders are basically under the seat, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of things that I really like about the truck, but that's basically just a short list. So I hope that helps you. I hope with the things that you might hate and things you might love, I hope that helps you make a decision if you want the Ram 2500, and if you don't, you don't. But this is what I chose, and I really love it. All right, see ya.